Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's that time of the season once again where the Ghana Black Stars players will be called into action. Ghana will be looking to make it into the World Cup 2026, but currently things don't look good. We are not at the top of the table. The team at the top is Comoros after they defeated us in the second game of a 10-game World Cup qualifier campaign, which will see us enter match day 3 and 4. Match day 3 kicks off on the 6th of June, Ghana taking on, yes, Mali. And then on the 10th of June, Ghana will take on Central African Republic. Not two very easy fixtures. And today we're going to try to put ourselves in the shoes of Coach Otuado and predict the team that he will pick, starting off with the goalkeepers. Yes, we're going to do our usual possible squad for the World Cup qualifier between Ghana and Mali, and then Ghana and Central African Republic. That's what we're going to delve into. Mark the dates in your calendar, 6th of June and the 10th of June. But as usual, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. So before we get into the goalkeeping list, the Black Stars players all over the world are doing well, and I have to say that it's not going to be an easy task for Coach Otuado to select a squad that will help us get the results we need. A win is imperative. Looking at how things ended in the last game we played in the World Cup qualifiers, that is that 1-0 loss to Comoros. After that 1-0 win versus Madagascar in the opening game in Kumasi, we have it all to do in the ensuing matches, and it's going to be interesting how the team lines up. But let's jump right into it and start off from the goalkeeping position. Coach Otuado will most likely stick with number 1 Lawrence Atizigi. He's been more consistent of our goalkeepers this season, though he has not been great in terms of what we look out for in a solid goalkeeper in terms of preventing a lot of goals and a lot of clean sheets. Atizigi remains our number 1 goalkeeper currently. He has played 34 games so far this season. Lawrence Atizigi is the number 1 goalkeeper for the Ghana Black Stars, and I expect it to remain that way. Nothing much should change on that front, as he has gotten 1 Team of the Week appearance and he has gotten a contract renewal with his club side. So I expect things to remain the same and Atizigi to remain in post for the Ghana Black Stars in the World Cup qualifiers versus Mali and Central African Republic. The next goalkeeper I'll talk about is obviously Joseph Wollacott. Wollacott unfortunately had a finger injury in the lead up to the World Cup. It ruled him out of the World Cup entirely. He joined the camp, but it ruled him out of the World Cup entirely, and it has not been great since then. He's been included in Otuado's squad, was included in Otuado's first call-up in his second stint, but he played just the second game and it was a 2-2 draw. We lost the first game to Nigeria, I think 2-1 or 2-0, yeah. But it has not been great so far for Jojo Wollacott. He's been struggling to get playing time, and thankfully he has been quite regular in recent times for his club side. Most of the time he was on the bench. After recovering from injury and coming back into action, he was used quite sparingly, and it was probably because of his injury. He would hope that things would be much better with Ghana. He was instrumental in our last World Cup qualifying campaign, making some amazing saves against Victor Osimhen and co, preventing and thwarting them at all stops. And he earned the plaudits of a lot of Ghanaians. He fell in love with them, and in my conversation with him after that, he spoke about how much proud he was, his parents and everything. I think he is still a good choice in the number 2 position, so I would have him in the squad for this crucial World Cup qualifier game versus Mali and Central African Republic. Another goalkeeper who has been doing well but struggling to be a regular is Jordan Emisa. Yes, he was with the Ghana under-21 team, under 23. Ghana under 23 at the recently ended under 23 World Cup it was unfortunate that we did not qualify for the Olympic Games through that method. The AFCON under 23 would have helped us get to the Olympic Games. It was a disappointment. But Jordan Amisa shown himself good enough to probably get a shout into the David Akologo would have been my third choice here, but already he has decided to switch allegiances to Bolivia, as we found out in the last call-up that he was included in. I would call Jordan Emisa and give him a chance. He's still with the under-23s, a Sheffield United player, a big part role player for Sheffield United. They have relegated again, and he was with them before this relegation was confirmed. And Jordan Emisa would probably not be everyone's choice, but Emisa, in my opinion, can still get into the Ghana Black Stars team. Special mentions would have gone to Frederick Asari, who was included in the last call-up for the Ghana national team. But I think with the way Kumasi Asante Kotoko and their season has been going, he would not probably make it into the team ahead of these three that I have mentioned. But let me know your thoughts in the comments box on this one here. Ghana versus Mali and Central African Republic. The three goalkeepers I think should be called up. Lawrence Atizigi, obviously the number one choice. Joseph Wolacott and Jordan Emisa. These three goalkeepers. And a shout in for Frederick Asari of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, probably one local player to be included in there. We'll be continuing it with the defenders next, and then midfielders, and subsequently with the strikers. But I think this would make a good three in terms of options for us. The games will take place this way. The World Cup qualifier game between Ghana and Mali will take place on the 6th of June away from home. We'll be traveling to Mali for that one. And then 4 days later, on the 10th of June, we will travel here back into the country and play versus Central African Republic. And the summer holidays will begin. The Euros will happen, and we'll see how the entire season will start all over once again, probably in August. And then we will be ready for another African Cup of Nations by the time the first half of the season is done. And breaking news on that front is that Ghana will be playing the African Cup of Nations. The African Cup of Nations will be slated for December 2025. CAF, what are you doing? According to the report, they do not want it to interrupt with the Club World Cup calendar, which will be hosted by Morocco in July 2025. So yeah, that is what we found ourselves, the pickle we found ourselves in. Ideally, the African Cup of Nations would have been held in June, July of 2025, but CAF is proposing a December one. So does it mean the clubs will all halt the leagues for the African players to go play in the AFCON? What happens here? We'll keep you posted on that front. But these are my three goalkeepers. Your thoughts in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great evening.